Good morning, all my stamping friends. I'm back. I don't even know if you remember what I look like. It seems like I have been gone forever. We were gone nearly 2 full weeks, and that is about my max, guys. Once I get to 10 days, I want to be back home. But it was a wonderful, wonderful trip. We saw so much family and so many friends and had wonderful get-togethers and beautiful settings and wonderful food. I can't say enough about it. Hi, Lori. It was just a great trip. And yesterday we drove home through some pretty scary rains in a couple spots, but for the most part, everything was good and we're home safe and yay. Hi, Francis. Good morning, Lori. I'm here. Yeah, a little wiped out, but I'm here. So that is a good thing. Our weather really changed while we were gone. We went from those hot temperatures down to the 70s for the rest of the week and cloudy and rainy. We're supposed to get rain almost every day, which for the next 10 days, which I'm sure is because of the hurricane coming in the Gulf. I'm sure that will really affect us. It comes right up through us. So, yeah, we're ready for rain. It actually looks pretty good out there, so we must have had some while we were gone because the lawn looks pretty green. So, anyway, the entire time we were in Wisconsin, the weather was perfect. Sunny, cool, dry, not cold. We never put on a jacket, but not hot. We could just wear our clothes and be comfortable. It was just great. Excuse me. So, we were blessed by that trip. We are blessed to be home, and I am glad to be with you again. Welcome. Oh, cooling off there. Okay. Oh, we'll be warm and hot. Yeah, I don't know. I'm assuming we probably will too, Lori. We'll probably be warm and hot again later. Who knows? But I'm ready for fall. Boy, I can take it. There was not a lot of color up in Wisconsin, which was surprising, I guess. I don't know. It's a little early, but last year we came up at this time and there was a ton of color. This year, not so much. And I know the weather and the rain and the temperatures all affect that. So I'm sure that is why. If you're watching this morning, please take a second to say hello. Let me know that you are here in the comments. I just love to know who is watching. And I'm going to take just a second to go over here and reload my Facebook. There's a lot of stuff going outside my window, so hopefully I won't be too distracted. When we left, the neighbors were finishing up all their pool and their decking, and now I hear jackhammers over there today, so I'm not sure what they're putting in now, but always something going on over there. And yep, I am in the right place, so that is all wonderful. Today is Tuesday, September 24th, 2024. My name is Maureen Rolfes, also known as the Crazy Stamping Lady. I have been an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for over 27 years, and I love what I do. I am coming to you from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, right in Middle Tennessee, and I'm here to help you find the joy of card making and paper crafting, to give you tips and tricks to make that easier for you, and to encourage you to send out your beautiful creations to others. That is my goal. Please be sure to give me a hello in the comments so that I know you stopped by. If you're watching later on the replay, let me know that also. And as always, I will be drawing from all of the comments today and giving away the project we make today. Be sure to comment as many times as you like. And if you can share my video to a crafty website, to your homepage, to a crafty friend, do that, please. And let me know that you've done it. And I will give you a bonus entry in the drawing. That is a great way for small businesses to get exposure to people who otherwise might never find them. So I so appreciate when you do that. Hi, Lois. Hi, Karen. Glad you guys are here. Oh, I'm sorry that your horse is sick, Karen. I will pray for him, and I pray that everything goes well and he gets better. That is scary. So thank you for saying hi and letting me know that you are here. Yeah, sorry, I got a little distracted by that. That is sad. It's so hard when you have an animal that's sick like that. Any comments entered today through midnight tomorrow, September 25th, will be entered in the drawing, and I'll give away the card the next morning and send that out to the winner. Congratulations to the winner of my last card, Karen Bachtel. She won that Nest of Winter panel card that I made, and Karen, hopefully you've gotten that by now because I mailed it before we left, so you should have it. I hope. Also, let me see if there's anything else. I think that's about it. Also, I'm going to take you down to my table. So let me turn you around. You'll see it's pretty cloudy out there. I'm going to take you down to the table and make sure I'm in the right place with my stuff here. And I am. This is me, Maureen Rolfes, the Crazy Stamping Lady. My blog is crazystampinglady.blogspot.com. My email is crazystampinglady@gmail.com. My Facebook is facebook.com Crazy Stamping Lady. There's a / in between there. My YouTube is under my name, Maureen Rolfes, and you can shop with me at stampingwithmaureen.stampinup.net. This is my hostess code for the month of September. If you are ordering from me and your order is under $150 pre-shipping and handling and tax, please use that hostess code. It allows me to get the most benefit for your order, and that allows me to give the most back to you. So I appreciate that. I do have one beautiful homemade card to share with you that I received in the mail, and this is from my friend Frances, who I hope pops on. Did I say hi to her? I don't know. Yeah, I think I saw her maybe already. She loves the sketch challenges, so I am hoping she is here. I think I saw your name, Frances, but I'm exhausted and I could have remembered it from 2 weeks ago. Who knows? But I think I did. So this is the card she sent me. Just look at those beautiful leaves. So these leaves were some I had sent to her as a prize. We had them in the catalog, I think maybe last fall. They were the craft colored leaves and they were already pre-cut out. They have a little hole in the bottom so you could string them like for a garland. And she painted them with, looks like maybe shimmering H2Os or some of the different shimmering paints we've had in the past. I am not sure exactly what she used on there. But Frances, they are beautiful. That is the nicest thing I think I've seen done with those leaves. I just love what you did with them. And then inside, she added a couple more and some little bit of that same designer series paper. Such a pretty card. Thank you so much, Frances. I really appreciate you thinking of me. All right, let's get on to what's going on with Stampin' Up! And there is a bit. First thing is my free monthly virtual card class. If you order from me in the month of September, which is rapidly coming to an end, and you place at least a $50 order, you will get a kit for 3 free cards, 3 free card kits. If you place 75 or over, you'll get those 3 cards plus a bonus project. And $100 over will get you those 3 cards, a bonus project, and a half a pack of an embellishment. Any smaller order from me will receive a handmade thank you card, and all orders are entered in my monthly prize drawing where I give away a prize to 3 winners from all of my orders. So lots of ways to get some fun stuff from me. And then if you earn these kits, I will be holding a class on Monday, October 7th at 11 in the morning, where we will put those kits together. It is open to anyone to watch. It is a free card class. It'll be right here on my Facebook page. But if you have your kits, it'll be a bonus because you can watch and see how I put them together and then put yours together. So that'll be on Monday, October 7th. My plan is to have all of, I got junk on my thing here. I should get my chamois and wipe it off because it's bugging me. My plan is to have all of the card kits in the mail before the 1st. So hopefully you will have them by the 7th. Unless you order right up to the last date, then you might not have those. That's my goal. Right now, if you saw my to-do list from coming back, you might think I'm crazy to set a goal like that, but that is my goal. All right, things going on. Scrapbooking products. You may have noticed if you're shopping online, Stampin' Up! Has added a whole line of scrapbooking products. They are amazing. And if you come back on Friday, my plan is to use some of them and show you them. Maybe not with a scrapbook, maybe for cards. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but I just got that order while I was gone, and the products are beautiful. So be sure you check out that line of products online. Also, World Card Making Day is coming up. World Card Making Day is going to be on October 5th, which is just a couple weeks out. Stampin' Up! Is going to have a 1-hour world card making event that day. You can sign up to attend it, and I would encourage you to do that because we've been told that everyone that signs up will receive a small gift after the event. Not sure what that would be or how small it is, but they did tell us everyone who registers will get that. So if you go to the Stampin' Up! Website or stampingwithmaureen.stampinup.net, and watch the banners, you should find a banner for this that you can click on and register for that event. I would say even if you don't think you can make it that day, because I don't remember the exact time. Let's see if I have it on my calendar here. Hang on just uno momento. On October 5th, it looks like, I guess it's 3 o'clock Central Time. So whatever that translates in your time, that's when it'll be on. But even if you think you can't watch it, I'm thinking there will be a replay link sent out and we can watch it. And also then you'll still get that free little gift whether or not you're able to attend. Clearance rack. I am sorry this is in black and white. I printed these flyers this morning and my color ink ran out. So it is on the way, and hopefully by next time I'll have some color ink. But the clearance rack was reloaded today. When I went out first thing this morning, there were like 5 pages of items. When I went in just a little bit, there were 4 pages of items. There is tons and tons of great stuff there. Go and check it out. If you go to shop, just click on the specials tab and it'll bring up clearance rack. Or I think you can also scroll down on the side where it has all the links for what you want to shop for. And there's clearance rack. Great things, guys, up to 60% off. They're selling out a few leftover celebration items from previously. A lot of designer series paper. Some embellishments, some ribbon, just a lot of fun stuff out there. So check it out. And then Paper Pumpkin. I am sorry this is not in color because the next Paper Pumpkin kit looks to be amazing. And again, if you go to that site, this picture will come up in color on the banner that's scrolling by so you can see it. It is beautiful. And Paper Pumpkin is having a special where you can get 40% off your first month if you subscribe at paperpumpkin.com by October 10th and use Holiday 40. Now this has to be a subscription, so you will have to put in a credit card. Be aware of that. But as soon as that subscription period is over, go ahead and cancel it if you do not want to continue. It's as easy as signing back into your account on there and telling it to stop them. That is what they will do. But 40% off is a great deal. Now, this is only for new subscribers. I am going to tell you the way they know if you're a subscriber is it's linked to your email. So if you subscribed under one email and you have 2, go ahead, try it. See if it'll work. You might get a month at 40% off. Kind of working around the system, but I would love to have you try Paper Pumpkin if you haven't for a while. It is amazing. I have been so happy this past year with all of the kits that have come out. They have stepped it up tremendously, and I will show you a little bit about the current kit in today's video. So, and make sure if you're going to paperpumpkin.com, signing up, choose me as your demonstrator. If you don't do that, I won't get any credit for your sales. So I appreciate it if you choose me as your demonstrator, and then use the Holiday 40 code when you're signing up for that first kit to come at 40% off. If you have any questions on anything I ever share with you, feel free to drop me a note at crazystampinglady@gmail.com, and I will get back to you and clarify any questions you might have. Okay, today, sketch challenge number 18. It seems like I just started these and we are already on number 18. That is crazy to me. This is the sketch challenge. Now I will post this and pin it to the top of my Facebook page sometime today. It'll also go in a blog post for tomorrow morning, so you can check there too, the information on this. This sketch challenge runs from today through the 30th, so through the end of the month. And what you need to do is make a card using this sketch challenge. Use it lightly. You know, I don't care exactly how you do it. Just play with it. Come up with something that I can somehow see somewhere resembles this sketch. And then post it in the comments of the pinned post I'm going to be putting up there. And if it's in the comments there, I will count it. On the 1st of October, I will draw for a winner of that card. And I'm going to pull this out of the way, but I'll bring it back in just a minute when we do our card today. Next thing is our mini catalog, still going strong. Oh my gosh, there is so much great stuff in here, guys. I thought I wanted some things, and now I want some things more, and then some things more. My list just continues to grow. So check out the mini catalog. Look at it over and over, because there's things you won't even know you missed. And that is the truth, because I keep missing them. Okay, today we're going to do our sketch, and I wanted to show you in the annual catalog, as well as in the current mini, they now include sketches. So these were the original sketches in the annual catalog that we put out. I used this sketch here as my jumping off point. I added one layer to it, but really that's all I changed on it. So it's sketch number 18 is right from the catalog, as was sketch number 15. You can see I did that one. These are great sketches. Same thing. The reason I do these is to challenge you to think out of the box, to look at a sketch and put something together. If you're at a loss for how to put a card together, just go look at these sketches on page 22, and it will help your mind find a way to make your card. Alrighty, for that. Okay, so what do I want to show you first? The first thing I want to show you today is the current paper pumpkin kit. Now this is no longer available. It is the kit that we got this month, but I will tell you, if you sign up for a subscription on Paper Pumpkin and you love this kit, on the, I'm thinking it's going to be 1, 2, 3, actually maybe already today, they may have refills for this kit out there. So be aware of that. I'm going to have to check that out, because I really love this kit. And so if you're a subscriber, you can order the refills. If you're not, you can't, but if you subscribe now and they're out there, you should be able to order them. So I've already used this kit, so you can see the bits and pieces here. This is how I store my kits. I keep the little slip that has the stamp images in one of our cello bags, one of our envelopes, just clear envelopes. I keep my stamp set in there, so you can see there's with thanks, there is autumn, what I gotta turn it the right way, sending autumn wishes your way. There's a couple leaves in here. There's also these other pieces that I'm going to be using today and show you. And then I keep all of my extra pieces and scraps in that same envelope, along with the instruction sheet. So what I do with my instruction sheet is I just take it and fold it in approximately thirds, just like that. And I put it inside of this envelope right in the front. And then it has the month that it was from and the name of it. And I can see a picture of what those cards were to remember. I put these all in a box in alphabetical. Actually, I might have just changed that. I don't think they're alphabetical. I think they're by month right now. Changed it to by month in that box. And then I can catch them whenever I want them. And it is a great way to store, because this is all the extra space you really need once you've done your kit. So that's how I do mine. But I'll look at the way the instructions come in case you haven't seen our Paper Pumpkin. It comes full color. You open it up. It tells you exactly what pieces to pull out for each card. It tells you what you're going to be stamping and on what image. It tells you where to put your dimensionals and where to put your glue dots for each of the cards, 1, 2, and 3. And then when you fold this up, it has all the pieces from the other direction. So you can see here it has the back, but you can see what they used from the front so that you know what images you are using for 1, 2, and 3. And then on the back, it shows you all of the product. It shows you whatever our coordinating dies are. And I forgot to print those out, but we have a new set of coordinating dies for this next month, this next quarter. So check that out. And then it tells you what your coordinating colors are, which is really nice if you're trying to make alternatives to know what you can pull out. So that is the instructions. I'm going to put that out of the way. I made all 3 cards exactly like the kit told me to, just so I can show you. Now this card is a square card. Let me see. The envelope is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. And my understanding is you can mail this size envelope, but it will take more postage. I think it takes a 2nd ounce postage because anytime you mail a square card of any size, it takes additional postage. But this could also be a card to give to someone or hand to at Thanksgiving or put in a basket of goodies for your neighbor. So sending autumn wishes your way. And then the envelope opens up and it's lined on the inside with kind of this sketchy pecan pie color in there. The card itself is just adorable. It's got this little insert. So on the back it's white, but on the front it's that Cajun Craze color. And you're going to stamp on that and stamp your sentiment. And then it has these foil pieces and other little pieces in this kit that you can add, including this adorable little snail. Isn't he cute? So that's card 1. This is card 2. This one is with thanks, and this envelope had, oh, did this have something on the flap? It did. It had those beautiful leaves on the flap. So I know a lot of demonstrators who use these colored parts and don't even use the envelope for an envelope. They go ahead and cut those off and make cards out of them. And just so you know, this would fit on the front. Let's see if I have a card base really handy here to show you. I think I do. Colors might not coordinate, but this would fit on the front of a card just like that if you wanted to just cut off that front and make a full-size card. Very easy to do with this card here. Okay, so the second one has these beautiful leaves here, and then on the inside it's got kind of that Cajun Craze color. And I'm going to open this up all the way so you can see the front and the back panels of this. It is just beautiful all the way around. And you're going to just do some stamping and add some pieces and finish that off and make that beautiful card. So that's card 2. And then this is card 3, which I think is my favorite only because of the blue in here. I love that addition of the blue with the fall colors. Yeah, I just think it's so pretty. So this envelope has that beautiful trail of leaves on there, which again, you could cut off and use on a card if you don't want to use the envelope. Inside it has Night of Navy, which is gorgeous. And I think it goes all the way. Let me look. Nope, it doesn't. But the whole back section here is Night of Navy. So you could peel this open and cut it and use those Night of Navy strips too, if you wanted. The cards are so pretty though. I didn't want to do too much to them. So these are just the way the kit makes. Everything I'm showing you is just how it comes in the kit. So for this card, you're just going to add your little sentiment, do a little stamping of some of these branches here in the back, and then add a couple leaves, and that card is done. And look how pretty that is for fall. All right. So what I want to show you today is I decided to make my sketch challenge number 18 using components of this kit. So using this layer, which is the one I just showed you on this card here, using that card front, I cut it in half so I could get 2 of them, okay? And I'm going to show you that and what we're going to do with it. So I'm just going to pass this to the side and bring back in our sketch, okay? So hopefully I can work to the side of this and you can kind of, I'm going to lift this just a little bit and not move anything, I hope, so you can see my sketch. Now, when I post this, I will include the measurements that I used. That doesn't mean you need to use those same measurements. You just need to loosely follow the sketch. So if you don't like those measurements and you want to change it up, please feel free to do that. So we are going to use, let me make sure it's all empty. Here it is. We're going to use this beautiful envelope. Okay, so that'll be our envelope. I'm just going to set that aside. For this card, I am going to use a very vanilla base. So it's just very vanilla cardstock. It's a regular A2 base. So it's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. So that's my base. We're going to use for my first layer a piece of Cajun Craze, and this piece measures 5 inches by 3 3/4. So when I put that on there, you can see you have a little bit more border because I doubled that first layer border on this one and made this image a little bit smaller. For my second layer, I needed 3 of them. So I took that card base and cut it apart. And I have 1, 2, 3 pieces. And these pieces measure 1 1/4 by 3 1/2, and these are going to go onto my card. I'm going to keep them in order because I want my images to kind of stay in order. With what I had left after I cut that, I cut one piece that is 3/4 inches by 3 1/2, and that's going to be our 4th piece on the front of the card. And then I put on my little notes here, scraps for dies and die cuts. In my case, I'm just using dies and die cuts from the set. So I'm not actually using scraps. I'm using what came with the kit. But if you wanted to cut or die cut for the card that you're making, probably just scraps will work for what you need. So I forgot to get one piece here, so I'm going to grab that. So this is the little circle out of the kit. And it is kind of copper edged. And it is white, even though the bases are more vanilla, although there is some white in there. And that just gives you a really nice pop against the other colors. It makes your image stand out a little bit more. More and more I've seen people combining very vanilla and whisper white in their cards. And I've got to admit, I love that look. So the first thing I think we're going to do is do some stamping. Now normally, probably if I was really smart, I would have stamped this first, but I wanted to cut them apart in the sizes we wanted. So I'm just going to lay them back together and hold them in place while I stamp. Sure I am. Sure, Maureen, you are. You're going to do that. And we're going to stamp this little branch. It just looks like a branch of a bush in the fall or winter when all the leaves are off of it, maybe a few seed pods still hanging on, with Cajun Craze. And I'm going to come in here with that right over my other flowers here. So I'm going to kind of push this together. And it doesn't actually matter too much. I don't think it's going to matter if it's lined up really well or not. I'm just deciding what angle I want to go on it. I think I'm just going to put this one in right here. Like that. So now you can see it just adds another layer of depth to all of my little flowers here and leaves. And then I'm going to come over here and do one more coming up over here on the side, like right there. Okay, so not much to that, but it really adds to those pieces in that cluster of leaves, and I love that look. So that is that piece. And then we're going to grab the sentiment. And I think for the sentiment, I am going to use, what am I going to use? Cajun Craze, Night of Navy. Cajun Craze, Night of Navy. I'm going to try Night of Navy. I'll show you the sample I did ahead of time, and this is why I'm going back and forth, is because I used Cajun Craze on the sentiment on there. But this one has a lot of blue showing. So I think I'm going to go with the Night of Navy. Let's check it out. You never know till you do it, right? So hopefully it'll be beautiful. We're going to just put Thinking of You. I'm going to try to get it pretty straight on here. just like that. So thinking of you with Night of Navy, which I think will be gorgeous on here. And then I'm going to put that away and get it out of my way. Then I think we're going to try to put this card together and the pieces together. So I'm going to move these up here to the top. First thing I'm going to do is take this layer. I'm not going to pop it up. I'm going to put it down directly onto my cardstock. So let me grab my seal. It is so good to be back in my craft room. If you follow my personal page, if you friended me, you probably saw pictures of me in Wisconsin, and I posted some pictures of myself and my sister Sharon crafting together, and it was so wonderful. We have never made cards together, and she watches me here so many times and says hi, and I wish she was closer and we could craft together all the time. Excuse me, I need a sip of coffee. Hang on. Well, that was more like a gulp, but it worked. But we had so much fun. It was just a delightful day. I was glad I got to spend a day with her. It was so nice. So we were crafting, but that is the only crafting I really did while I was gone, and I have been missing it. So we're going to add these layers. I'm going to take some seal, and I'm going to keep them in order so my leaves look like they're moving up the card correctly. And we're just going to come down here, and I'm placing this toward the bottom with a little bit of border, just like that. And then I'm going to place my top one, because that's just how I usually do it, because then the middle ones I kind of fill in. So I'm going to take my very top one and place it up here. I'm centering it side to side and leaving that little bit of border at the top. Okay. And then this is the one that's going to go right here. So I'm just going to lay it there for a second. And this one right here to see how much room I have left between them. So I want it to be pretty even. So I'm going to move that up a little. All right, so this is kind of how I'm going to place it. This gives me a good idea. I'm going to leave this one here till I've got this one glued down. Take this piece and come in here and just center it between those two. So that way I should have pretty even spacing all the way up and down on this card, okay? Now for this one, I'm going to follow the sketch. So you can see the ends are flagged on that piece on the sketch. So I'm going to take my snips and come here on each end about 1/4 inch right down the middle, and then come in from each side and flag that end. Just like that. I might have a little bit more of a Wisconsin accent today. My husband always says when we come back from Wisconsin, I talk like I'm from there. I think I always do a little bit, but it probably gets worse while we're up there. We had just so much fun doing Wisconsin things. Oh my gosh, we went out to a couple different, a restaurant and a bar for Friday night fish fries, and we got cheese curds, and we looked for colored leaves. We just had a great time. Okay, so now this is my piece with the flagged ends. That's going to go right here between those. And I'm going to pop this one up on dimensionals just to give my card a little bit of dimension. I thought it would be fun to combine the sketch challenge with the paper pumpkin so you could see them both. And yeah, this one works just perfect for this layout. But again, you don't have to use paper pumpkin. You can use whatever design you want. In fact, I hope to see a ton of different designs with this sketch. Come in here and try to center it again. I'm going to do it just a little bit different. I know about my spacing, so I'm going to come this way and lay it. Make sure it's not too crooked. Might be a little crooked. Nope, I think that's pretty good. So there is that layer popped up on dimensionals. Then we're going to take our sentiment, and I'm going to lay this just on top of there, not glued down on either side, just down the center. So using my seal, I'm going to come down the center of this and come in here and center this on my card. Now this one was cute because with this panel, when I cut it out, it had a little leaf on there, and I left that. When I used the other panel for my original sample, it didn't have a leaf on, it was just the colored. So that looks cute too, but I really like that that leaf was on there. So you see I got 2 cards out of that 1 card base by cutting it this way. Now we're gonna add these leaves. So for this blue one, I wanna be sure I can tuck it in here, and where I can tuck it, between those dimensionals. We're gonna come in and add that, let's see, do I want it there or do I want it there? Because this is a little bit different design on this base. I may change it up a little. We'll see. We'll see. Let me look at this. What will I do with this one if I do that? Yeah, you know what? Instead of putting it at the top, I'll show you my other design, and I really liked it. But I think on this design, I like the bottom a little bit more. So I'm going to add it in a different spot. And I'm going to use the glue dots that come with the kit. So they're different than our normal glue dots. What I do is I pick up the glue dot with the backing on it and lay it onto my leaf wherever I want it. I think I'm only going to do 1 actually. And then I just take the tip of my scissors once I've pushed that down on there so it's firm, and it'll pick that backing right up, and I can take it off of there. And now I have my glue on that leaf. And we're going to come down here, and I'm going to put this coming off the edge, just a little bit of the Cajun Craze like that. And with this leaf a little bit up on the banner. And because I didn't have glue on those, they're just kind of hanging out wherever I put them. And then we're going to add this leaf, kind of framing onto my words there. Okay? So for this one, I'm going to do the same thing. We're going to grab one of those glue dots, and I'm going to place it right on there. And now I'm going to try, and I haven't done this before with these glue dots, but let's try it. What the heck? I'm going to try cutting one of these right in half, right on the plastic like that, and see if I can just pick up that half, which I should be able to do. Oh, look at that. And put these on my littler leaves. So there you go. Never done it before. I'm learning with you, but it looks to work that I can place these. So we'll place them like that. And then again, give them a firm press down. I love these glue dots. I love ours on the roll, but for traveling, these are so nice. They fit right in your kit. You just take them with you. They pop up. Different kits come with different sizes, so now I have an assortment of different glue dot sizes to take with me. Like here's a bunch of them I have that I travel with. And there's this size, there's a little bit smaller, there's an even smaller, and they're just fun for different projects. So hang on to those excess glue dots. There's always way more than you need. Let's pull off these backings. So I'm trying to think of what else we did in Wisconsin. My husband went out on the boat on the lake with his friend Terry. I couldn't do that because I really can't get up and down in the boat very well. But they had a great time, which was really nice. Okay, so now we're going to take this and I'm going to kind of curve it. So I'm going to have it laying right here on the edge and then curve this leaf up. And because there's glue dots on the back of those, I can stick it down and it'll curve right where I want it. So there's how I framed the sentiment. And then I want to add a couple gems. Now these didn't come in the kit, but you know you always have other gems. I'm going to add the iridescent foil gems. I like them because they have some beautiful opalescent and gold sparkle in them. They're going to pick up the colors of these leaves, but they're not going to overwhelm because there's so much busyness going on here already. So to me, they're a more neutral gem, and that's what I chose. So we're going to place one of the large ones up here and one of the smaller ones right to its side. Now I'm placing these like I usually do where I don't have any dimensionals. So you can see how they can push down when they go through the mail. I try to place my gems that way. That way, this is already built up from the dimensionals, and when these go down, it's more cushioned in the mail. And we're going to take one more small one, And I think I'm going to place it right here on that blue leaf. Again, where there is no dimensional, just to have some sparkle. And then I needed one more thing to complete my card. And that is my favorite linen thread, which you guys know I love so much. I just ordered a bunch more this morning. So when your linen thread comes off the spool, excuse me, it's going to be pretty curly like that. I just usually take my fingers and hands and run it across a few times, and that loosens up that curl, so it's just a bit wavy. And I want to make a bow with some really long tails for on this card. And fall is, I use linen thread year round, but fall is the time my linen thread shines. I just love it so much on all these natural, naturey cards. So I want that long tail on there. I'm just going to cut it and leave it, and then we can trim it if we need to. Okay. And this is going to come up right here on my leaf like that. Look at how pretty that is. So let's see, this has been sitting since I left. I don't want to get too much glue. Sometimes when it sits upside down for a long time, you can have a mess. So I'm going to stand it for just a second, remove this, come and put just a dab of glue right where I want that to add. You do not need much. And then I'm going to come in here with my beautiful bow, add it right there. And then you know my trick that for a couple seconds, I like to lay a block on it just to make sure there's a good firm pressure on there. And that allows the glue to dry for a second, and then I know it's going to hold in place right where it needs to be. So this is Sketch Challenge number 18, guys. Gorgeous, gorgeous, fun sketch challenge. Cannot wait to see what you do with it. Here is my envelope, and here is the card I made with that sketch challenge. I followed it pretty exactly. Again, you do not need to do that. Use your imagination, change it up, make it your way. Now let me show you my prototype, the one I did first, which is really similar. It just, instead of using the Cajun Craze, I used Misty Moonlight for my background, which coordinates with a Night of Navy. My sentiment was a different color. My leaves were laid on there a little bit differently, but very similar. And what else? I didn't have this leaf on the banner below just because of the way it cut out. But other than that, they are the same card. And just look how pretty they are. I like them both. I don't think there's a favorite between these two. They're just so similar, but yet the colors pop a little bit differently when you add a different background color to it. So this is the card I'm giving away. Leave me your comments. Let me know what you think. I am so happy you took some time to be with me today. I have missed you guys. I was going crazy without all my Stampin' stuff and my Stampin' friends. I hope you liked the card and have some time to come up with a design of your own using Sketch Challenge 18. Remember, you're going to post the design you come up with in the pinned post. Once I get that there today, that shows this sketch challenge, just post it there in the comments, like you were leaving a comment. And when you go to do your comments, it'll allow you to add a picture. There should be a little photo album icon. If you have any problem with it, just send me your picture at crazystampinglady@gmail.com, and I will post it there for you because I want you to enter. Cannot wait to see what you do. Okay. Let's see what else I want to tell you. You have till midnight tomorrow to enter to win this card, and I will draw the next morning. As always, I would love to be your creative coach and demonstrator. If you have any questions at all or would like a catalog, please reach out to me in the comments of this video or by email at crazystampinglady@gmail.com. I do plan to be back here on Friday with another creative project, and right now I'm planning to use some of the new scrapbooking stuff. Again, I don't know if I'll be scrapbooking or card making or something else. I'm not sure what I'm doing with it, but I hope to have a plan by Friday when I see you. Come back then. Thanks, guys. Same time, same place Friday. Have a wonderful week till then, and I will see you on my next live. Bye-bye.